Hey, this is Big Papa Pump Scott's Diner.
Yes, it is me, Gerald the Poupée.
Hey, this is Joe Gatto.
Well, hello there. It's me, Harold the Puppet.
This is Eric Young.
This is Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Ardano, and you are listening to Shootin' Poop.
The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
Yo!
What?
Listen. Yeah,
What?
listen.
What?
New.
Shootin' Shit boys are here to throw down some rhymes and raps. We're here to talk shit about the shit that don't smack. Anyways, guys, we're not going to go into a long-ass rap just because we don't want DDJ to start doing Will Smith because he raps happy and we're not going to get sued. You know, we don't have the money to get sued since we just had
No, you ain't going to have to worry about me rapping. You ain't going to have to worry about me rapping.
Don't mess with Will Smith, man, and keep his wife's fucking name out of your mouth.
Start the video. Gentlemen, episode 73. What does that mean? We are getting closer to the year when Sean was born.
Isn't that
I was born in
no, you got to go backwards for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, you were born on 70? Oh, we
Yeah, I
missed
was
it.
born in 1970.
Isn't 73? Isn't that the number Dennis Rodman wore when he played for the Lakers?
Yep.
Ugh,
7
Rodman.
plus 3 equals 10.
Yep.
Well, guys, 73. We've been on here for a while. We're heading up to the best decade of all time, man, the 80s. Fuck it, I don't care what nobody says. I love the 80s.
Yeah, I will agree with you 100% on that.
80s on 8 is always on my XM radio. We
I
normally...
did all right in the 80s.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles,
Nintendo.
Transformers, Nintendo.
I don't know about you two. I was getting laid then. I don't know.
Oh, must
Dude,
be
you're
nice.
old as fuck. We get it.
Ooh.
We know. Jesus Christ. Ooh.
John so old, he was around
You were-
for David versus Goliath.
You were
so.
out there smashing hairy 80s bush in your fucking early 30s, and we were all kids playing with toys. We understand. It's okay.
I was
But
in
back
the
then they didn't call it Harry
Congo,
Bush.
man,
They
back
called
then.
it.
I was in the
If y'all
village.
remember from Revenge of the Nerds, they called it hair pie.
You fuckers probably don't
Hair
even remember
pie.
a time when pussy had a hair on it, so don't even get me started.
Oh boy.
Let's not go down the hair debate, but because it's
No, 'cause we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah,
not a lot of time.
it's a hairy
Dude,
situation.
it's
We
you
normally
started it,
before
man.
you know it.
Hey,
Let's get
speaking of
rolling.
hair, Jovan, how were you able to pull yourself away from the Hogwarts game?
God, it's hard, dude. I've
How you gonna
spent...
tell me not to go down the rabbit hole and then you bring up that shit?
I
We
know.
don't go down this.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's a very
Come on,
good
man. I'm not
game.
getting caught up in this nerd cyclone. Let's
I'm
go.
all
Yeah.
the way in there. You know what, Nerd Cyclones? We're gonna sideline it, but it's a fantastic game. I'm enjoying it. We normally stick to wrestling here when we shoot the shit, but guys, I want to get your opinions here. They just released the Hall of Fame for the NFL 2023 class. Joe Thomas, Darrell Revis, Rondé Barber, and DeMarcus Ware. They were the top names selected. There's like a class of 9. What do y'all think?
God, that's a yawn, right?
Really?
That's like a,
Revis Island, dude. There
yeah,
was a
dude,
time.
I mean, I don't.
There was a time where you couldn't throw against that man, and DeMarcus
No,
Right?
Ware.
Did he win anything?
I mean, he was with the Jets, bro. That's not his fault.
That's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you who he was with. I asked you if
okay,
he won anything.
so Joe Montana, who also didn't win jack shit.
You mean Joe Montana?
That's what I meant. It's his cousin. Anyway, Facebook question of the week.
Montana?
Since Sean wants to get all technical, we're gonna go. I don't want to do back-to-back freaking videos, guys. That's why I didn't want to open up with the Facebook question of the week. But I get overruled. Play the video for the
Well,
Facebook
we don't
question.
have to play the video every time, man. We could just go into the question.
You know what? It's
You know
Sean's
what? I'm not
week.
going to play the video this time because it's going to. Well, you guys are going to probably do it anyway.
We're just gonna
so
start
I'm
making
gonna-
fun of you again. and
It's
just-
time for Sean to tell us his Facebook question of the week.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
and play the
Facebook
video.
question of the week video is on hiatus until further notice. So
Silver
Wait,
Wolf, what was your question?
I
brother?
feel bad, man. We finally broke you. I figured it'd take longer than a couple weeks, but all right. My question of the week was, and actually I kind of debated back and forth, man, because I wasn't for sure if this was just my own personal, hate of certain things. But my question of the week was, is Vince McMahon really a wrestling genius, or did he just get very, very lucky?
it's an interesting
And
question.
we got some, the guy's like a lightning rod, man, for,
Controversy.
country. Yeah. I mean, there was like paragraphs of, comments, and I'm not going to go through them all, but
I love watching the comments on that question though, because it shows you the type of listeners we have. We have some smart fucking listeners out there
we do,
who
man.
gave
We really
in-depth
do.
fucking answers. It wasn't just, oh, he sucks ass, or oh, Vince's dick. No,
We've
we
had a
had
few of
guys-
those, but
Well, we did.
Well, there was, man, but the bigger, the
the
better
majority
answers,
were
the majority of the responses were well thought out, and
yeah.
and they weren't even really like, this is my opinion, debate me. It was just like, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
but they
This
also
is
went in
why.
to state why they felt that way.
So
Like,
yeah, and that's my whole thing. That's the problem I feel like this with the the IWC is everybody's got shit to say, but they don't always back it up. So I have more respect for somebody that's going to tell me what they think and then tell me why they came to that conclusion, and not try to
Yeah.
turn me to their view, but just give their thoughts. So.
If you're gonna back Maria Menounos, give me your reasoning every single
Well,
time.
dude. Well, you got to take Ty with a grain of salt and a side of panties, man. I mean, everything goes back to women with that guy. If you cut that guy's head open, he's probably got a bunch of little hairy triangles in there. I don't really know. Like,
wait! You got on me about that whole thing. You got on Jovan
Hey.
about it.
He just
Just
said hairy
saying.
triangles. He didn't say
yeah,
what they
dude. I
were.
just said he's got on the
Yeah,
brain.
hairy triangles. We all know.
So,
what that
yeah,
is.
I'm curious to hear what you guys think.
Me too. Joey K, the premier. Triangles or landing strip? No, I'm joking. What do you think on that question?
You wouldn't know about either. You ain't ever seen grass grow on a racetrack. Come on now.
Get out of here.
Jovan, let's just sit back and
Anyhow, the question's a really, really, really good one, and it was really hard to
thanks,
answer because there's never going to be a right answer to it other than it's both. I mean, luck it has to be part of it, but not like, oh, he just got lucky. It's more of I shouldn't use the term luck. I read it more as a gift. His father ran the Northeast Territory in the early territory days,
Right.
So
Like a gangster.
yeah, and built an empire in the Northeast. Now, obviously, this is going to sound a little weird because, at that time, it's not like wrestling today. It's not what we have today. So, but at that time, yeah, you're running it like a gangster. You're running the whole Northeast, and it would have been more fortuitous, I guess, for Vince Kennedy McMahon if he was maybe just turned the reins over to him. But he did purchase his father's company. However, if he wasn't his father's son, he wouldn't have had the money and finances to.
Right.
So it kind of goes in a circle. But, he had something great now. Does the genius come in? Yeah, because we don't have modern wrestling the way it has been for the past 40 years without Vince McMahon. That's just the truth. We don't, all your precious fucking AEW marks and everybody who listens like that. You know what? Eat a fucking bag of Marco fucking Stunt's dick, because I will sit here and I will bash the WWE product all the time. And if you listen to the show, I really have some harsh takes on it. But the truth is, we'd still be living in a territory system if somebody like Vincent Kennedy McMahon didn't say, no, we're going to become the fucking Kleenex of this business. Grab the Kleenex. Don't grab a tissue. You know what I'm saying? That's what they wanted.
Right. No, I get what you're saying, man. Yeah.
And so, and he's from pay-per-view to the fucking early days of fucking rock and wrestling.
Right.
And think about that now. How many, it was shitty as it was, whoever that fuckhead at the Royal Rumble was performing in the middle. Where did all that come from?
You
That
call that a performance?
Oh, I don't mean that, twat. I just mean like in general, like musical acts at main event shows, or like the guests or celebrities and bullshit. You're fucking Maria Menounos showing up there for whatever fucking reason, I don't know, but you don't have that kind of crossover without Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So it's just it's both. It is honestly both, and there's no way you can. There's no way I could lean either one side heavy or not.
All right, DDJ.
So honestly, I'm gonna kind of say along Joey K. It's definitely a little bit of A, and it's definitely a little bit of B.
Dude, buy a fucking glass. We're doing Jesus.
You know what? Hey, that's his gimmick.
Sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What, growing up poor? What a fucking gimmick, bro.
That ain't a gimmick, brother. We've all been working that, dude.
Yeah. You want hard times. You don't even have a cup. That's hard times.
Sorry.
Okay.
Come on. Give your thought.
To me, it's definitely a little bit of both. Because, and I'm going to start with why I say he's lucky. If certain things, such as January 23rd, 1984, does not happen. That's when Hogan beat the Sheik for the title. Yeah. First off, if Hogan doesn't leave to go to the WWF, if I'll go all the way up to 96, if the curtain call doesn't happen, does Austin 316 happen? Triple H was supposed to win that year. He wins the next year and, goes on to do his thing. I mean, there's so many different things just like that just happen as a result of a fluke, and stuff. And it's just, and that's pure luck. I mean, there's so many more things you can talk about, but those were the first two things that popped in my head. But then it's also the fact that he took those and saw the potential and made it happen. And that's where the genius of Vince McMahon comes in. And regardless of how piss poor the product was the last couple of years that Vince was in charge, it shouldn't, but I feel like a lot of fans, especially the newer fans, they let it take away from what he did, because without Vince McMahon, we're not doing this show. We're, like Joey K said, we could still be stuck in the territory system. And in that case, would professional wrestling as we know it, or as it was, even be around? I mean, there's just so many things that just have to happen. And yeah, you can be lucky and have things, thrown into your lap or opportunities or whatever, but you can just as easily squander them as you can, doing what Vince did. So that's where I kind of think it's a little bit of both. I mean, like I said, Vince had the forefront to go national. He had the forefront to, realize TV's where the money's at. The WWF network and just Vince McMahon is responsible for a lot of the things that we see in today's professional wrestling product, whether, the anti-Vince pit fans want to admit it or not. And it's just so many things. And I mean, again, obviously, this whole thing with, him being back and with this potential sale and everything. But I mean, yeah, it's just, there's so much like going on. But like, someone like Vince McMahon, and I think when he, ruthless aggression is just not only was an era of this company, I think that's kind of like been the underlying moniker of the expansion of, the WWF as they went national. Because, I mean, you got to be pretty ruthless to go do what he did and basically drive everybody out of business and get their top stars and stuff. So, yeah, like I said, I think it's a little bit of both. So,
All right.
that's my take.
I like it, man. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I want Silver Wolf to finish it because this was his question. I want to give him some time on his baby. But man,
Oh, he's done that already.
I for a living, I calculate business line risks. So I can tell you that every risk a company takes is calculated. We calculate every positive and we calculate every negative. We look at every negative to the extremes of what can happen if it really, really goes wrong, to what can happen if something small goes wrong. We look at the positives as if, what can really, really go right for us, but then still be cautious on, well, we don't want it to go too right because then we have to end up paying later. So, keeping that in mind, Vince McMahon looking at things as a businessman, seeing the trajectory of his business, saying, you know what? We're running one of the stronger territories right now. And I know all these other small guys probably doing good, but let me go pick their talent. Let me go get this top guy from here. Let me go down south and pick up this guy that's, the king of the South. Let me get those fans to come to my product. Let me go to the Northwest and pick up this blonde haired dude with muscles the size of God knows. And he wasn't really big then, but he was going to be huge. Let me put the company on this man's shoulders. All those small risks doing things that at the time probably didn't make a lot of business sense. Right. And it's because there was, you hear all the old heads talk about it, that Vince broke the cardinal rule in wrestling. He went outside of his promotion. But that's what you have to do to shake things up. You have to go outside of your norm. You've got to be able to break outside that box. So just to do that and to turn it into what he did, I can't say he's lucky. Because to me, he's a genius. He had the wherewithal to say, you know what? I need to get the most eyes on my product. How am I going to do that? I want to take this big guy, that big guy, this big guy. Why? Because people who watch them are going to watch my shit because they're here. How am I going to do it? I'm going to money whoop them. I'm going to put so much money out there. I don't care how low you are. You're going to come here. And you even saw it with WCW. People wanted to jump ship to WWE at the end because Vince started whipping them with money. Hey, fuck it. You're big over there. Come be big over here. You'll be bigger over here. You don't know what it looks like over here. We're the best. And that's what he did, man. It's all business positioning to see that, this is where I want to take the company. This is how I want to grow. And then to understand the new technology. Cable TV. People had to pay to watch this. Are you serious? When cable first came out, how many of us was like, oh, fuck that. I get channel 3, 4, 8, 11 for free. I'm not paying nobody for cable. The fuck you aren't. You're paying for cable. You're paying for streaming now.
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon saw that coming. He said, you know what? People are going to pay to see this. Let me put my big shows. Let's make them spectacles. Let's bring other attractions.
A big show.
Make it a big show. And people will pay for it. And for that, man, he's a genius. He saw innovation. He saw the future at a time when everybody else was fine seeing hundreds, 200, 300, 400, $500 gates. He saw multi-millions. So he's a genius.
WrestleMania 3.
Well, I love that take. I love all your takes, man. I think the common thread through pretty much everybody's thought process on this question came down to either if you agreed that he was a genius in some ways and lucky in others, that it worked out the way that it did. And then you have those hardcore ones that was just like, he was a lucky son of a bitch. And that's just because they, the definition of genius is a characteristic of original or exceptional insight in the performance of some art or endeavor that surpasses expectations. So by the sheer definition of the word, he is a genius or would be considered one. at a time, I believe. And this is kind of where I've been lingering on this. I don't necessarily agree that we wouldn't have wrestling the way it is today if Vince McMahon didn't take over. I don't really buy into that because, as Joey K pointed out a month or two ago, we have access to information and wrestling from everywhere around the world in our hand. We don't trade tapes anymore. We're not talking to our buddies in New York or Philly about what's going on at the ECW arena. Nobody's taking David Meltzer seriously about shit anymore. You know what I mean? Like, we're not reading.
Did they ever take him seriously?
We're not reading, dirt sheets and these insider trader, things like we used to read, and we're not getting all of our news from Pro Wrestling Illustrated anymore. So the fact of the matter is, I don't necessarily agree that if Vince McMahon hadn't completely blown up the wrestling world because he wanted to run it and monopolize it all, that it wouldn't be. I mean, we lost a lot of great. Was he a genius? Yes. Did he have the insight and the foresight to bring all the best talents to his company, pay them well, give them an opportunity to really earn? But how many of those guys did he make jokes out of? And how many of those guys did he hand feed to Hogan? Who, as we all know, is Hogan, if you'd have told me 30 years ago that he would be as insignificant as he is right now, compared to where Ric Flair is as a advertiser and the money he's making from podcasting and his everything, all that stuff, compared to, where Hogan's at and how Hogan is looked at now. But then you go back and you look at the history of WCW, who was a criminally mismanaged company in the entirety of the business. So, it was just a matter of time before that company went out of business. And it really had less to do with Vince McMahon and Eric Bischoff than it did with the people at Turner Broadcasting who got bought out by a bigger company that just didn't want to mess with pro wrestling. Yep. So, I think there was a time I would have looked at Vince McMahon and said, yes, he's a creative genius. The man came up with, the biggest pay-per-view. It started with, if you go back and watch the first WrestleMania, man, that card and the quality of performances and the way the wrestlers looked and, the gear that they were wearing and everything, it was just like a great big house show. That's all it was just a big house show. And here we are, however many years. What year is it this year, DDJ?
39.
39 years 39. Later, and WrestleMania is a week-long event and a 2-day show. Yeah. I also feel like that he's responsible for killing a lot of the business, man.
A 2-day arena show.
2-day arena show. Very good.
Excuse me, stadium show.
Stadium 60, 70, 80,000 people, not counting what he's buying it or watching it worldwide on Peacock or buying the paper or the PLE if they have to buy it somewhere. I remember watching the very first one in a bowling alley on closed circuit TV.
Wow.
And it cost me $12.
Drinking an old fashioned because you were what, 44, 45?
I was 13. Yeah.
With the pack of smokes.
But I probably was smoking. Yeah, that's probably true back then. I probably was smoking Marlboros.
Yeah. I know you don't wear sleeves now, but you had to have like the t-shirt sleeve with your pack of cigarettes.
The rolled up cigarette sleeve. Yeah.
Only when I dressed up for 50s day at school.
Which to them, they didn't do it like we do now. We're like from them. It's just like, hey, it's dress up day. So
it's dress up day. Yeah, man. I don't know. I love he's such a, a lightning rod for everything. And just, is he a genius? I think he was at one time. I don't know that, the recipe hasn't really worked, in my opinion, the last 10, 15 years. They've been kind of struggling. But he's gotten lucky over those years, and that's what I mean. Like the Austin thing was lucky. John Cena going over as big as he did for the first 4 or 5 years, why they drug it out as long as they did, I don't know. But that is a testament to him not. I mean, it worked, but it wasn't.
He lucked out with so much talent that he had.
Oh yeah, dude. He looked
over that.
Look at think of the guys that came over from WCW. Me and DDJ and Pat and Jerry was talking about this one night around the table having cold ones. Mark Callis was basically looked at as nobody's going to pay money to watch you wrestle, bro. That's what they told him. He came to WWF. They put a ridiculous gimmick on him called The Undertaker, and somehow the man became, in my opinion, on par with Andre the Giant. He was an attraction. He wasn't just a pro wrestler. He wasn't yes, he won belts, but he never needed to. Yeah. You're talking about a guy that worked more WrestleManias than probably anybody ever will in the history of the business. He just, The Undertaker will go. I mean, to me, it's Andre and The Undertaker and then everybody else. And I don't mean like ring work or whatever. I'm just talking as an attraction.
Right.
The Undertaker was working at one point, what, 3 matches a year?
Mania, the lead up, and that's about it.
And was still the biggest draw, probably. I mean, there's guys out there right now that can't tell you the main events, but they can tell you who Taker wrestled.
Yeah.
Now, DDJ can do both, but
well, Sean, that was a hell of a question. Got us on a good start to the freaking episode, bro. That was a real good question, man. Your baby, you took it, you owned it, you ran with it.
I got a tall task to follow up next week with that. I'm probably trying to follow that one.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to follow that killer. That's all.
we like to raise the bar here, DDJ. And before you said you had a tall task to do to cover it up and to try to do better next week, it's your baby next week, DDJ. And it may not be the baby you wanted, but it's the baby you needed. Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman, gentlemen.
I like that segue.
This promo, Jesus, got me in the feels, and I can't tell if it was Heyman's crocodile's tears or just Cody's lisp coming in real bad. But damn it, what do you guys think about that promo?
That is like something that when it comes to selling a match or selling an event, like in terms of promos, that's what you show at the Performance Center to people that are coming in. And it's like, if you want to know how to do it or you want to know what to base it on, you show them that promo there. Because to me, that's how you sell. That's how you sell Cody versus Roman, was the way they started that out.
Yeah,
and stuff. That's probably we talk about CM Punk's pipe bomb promo and all the MJF stuff that he did and just everything. But to me, that, like Jovan said, that got me in the feels too, because you talk about how it started out, how basically if it wasn't for Paul Heyman, Dusty probably may have never gotten his groove back, because Cody Rhodes basically said he credits Heyman for basically saving their family from financial ruin. Yeah. Because I didn't even know that it was this bad for them until they brought it up in the promo. Cody saying something that they had, $100 in the bank, and basically Dusty was doing car commercials just so he could keep the car he had. And it's just, man, like, you want to talk about hard times, that's hard times right there. And I'm not even trying to be funny, or connected to the promo, but I mean, just the realism. And it's just, there was so much genuine emotion from both of those guys during this, and I felt it. And usually when a promo is really good, when you can actually feel it and you're getting chills and everything. And then just at the end where basically you're painting this is like, I'm like, oh shit, now it's on. When Heyman goes to Cody and says, with my last conversation with your father, he told me that you were his favorite son, but Roman was the son he always wanted. I'm like, damn. And then Cody, and then I thought to myself, and Cody said it about a minute or two later, you just made it personal.
Yeah. Silver Wolf, our resident Dusty Rhodes scholar.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this isn't something that I feel pretty deep. I mean, you know, I honestly don't know if Cody's on this level. I mean, in New Japan, AEW, NWA, I'm not talking about ring work or your ability to perform. I just don't I don't know if this is going to be one of those deals where if he does go over, I don't see this being a long, illustrious title reign for him if he does go over. I just don't. And it's just because it's WWE. And to me, as much as I want to see him go over and win this title, and I know it'll be a great match because we all know Cody can work. You know, the promos, he's light years ahead of where he was when he was Stardust and treated like a joke, and he's earned the right to be there. I mean, he's went out, he rebuilt his career, he came back. This is the purpose of him being there. I just don't know if this is WWE's way of saying fuck you to AEW. We're going to put the strap on him because, he's one of the principal founders of AEW. He was the guy, and that's why it was such heat when he came back to WWE. I understood it. It made sense to me. It's the one thing his dad never did. His dad never even had a shot, as far as I know. Well, that's not true.
He had it, but he won it, and they didn't.
Yeah. He against Graham in the Garden. Against Billy Graham 3 times. So, he had the shot very early on. I mean, that's still pretty early in Dusty's career, man. I mean, that's kind of at the peak of the early, the Dusty Rhodes character. Yeah. But, I love the promo. If you want to sell a pay-per-view or a PLE, man, just give Paul Heyman a mic.
Yep.
Dude, in my opinion, he's going to go down as one of the best ever to do it. He's on par with Bobby Heenan, in my opinion.
Easily. Joe K, you got a little something in the beard there, buddy, but it's your turn. Go ahead. What's your thoughts?
As great as the promo was,
oh, come on, man.
Like, it's getting a little repetitive on the Cody Rhodes side. Cody wants to come down, wearing the suit, gets all emotional, talks about his dad. Some bullshit ensues. He has a match that night, and then we'll see it again next Monday. Yeah. So that would be the only downside of that entire promo, was the repetitiveness of what we're getting week in and week out from the Cody Rhodes build up to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But what a fucking gem to have in that run. It was so good. Heyman's, I mean, he's the GOAT at this point. I can't say otherwise. The guy is a fucking wrestling genius. He's unbelievable on the microphone. That guy, he could make millions and millions and millions.
And millions.
Just teaching people how to fucking speak and hold an audience.
Yeah.
To convey what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's so fucking talented and good. And he uses it for professional wrestling. The man could be fucking leading a small country if he wanted to, because that's the way he speaks. And his shit is well done. It's well thought out. It's paced well. All the different technical points, there's nothing wrong with it. Cody being the fucking lovable, emotional heel, It's good, but my biggest complaint is when does that flip? Because you get to a certain point and the crowd just is going to turn on you. They're going to give you heat.
For sure. And you know they're going to turn on him. You know they are.
And I'm afraid that's coming sooner than 55 days till WrestleMania or whatever we're at now. Yeah, I just
Well, the Sammy situation isn't helping things in that respect.
And
I'm not even worried
I don't
about
have
Sammy.
anything to do.
yeah, nothing to do.
Yeah, I don't think the Sammy situation even whether Sammy was around or not or had any of the storyline, it would still be building the same way. Where Cody is just, you're gonna get that fucking we're tired of hearing the same shit. Give us something new. Got 2 fucking months to Mania. It's a lot of time to fill.
Yeah.
So, but also he's having good matches too.
Yeah.
There's like a little counterbalance to it where he's having some really good matches. He's looking strong. He's looking good. I mean, I don't think any of us think he'll get to the point where he seems like a legitimate threat to Roman, unfortunately. But he looks good on everything else. But him and Heyman also, man, that was just really great chemistry.
Yeah.
And
you can see where it got real for Heyman. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there was a moment there where it wasn't the character.
Yeah.
If you watch his facial, watch Heyman's facials the whole time. While Cody's speaking, don't fucking glance at Cody. Just watch Heyman's facials. There's a good 2 or 3 spots where you just see that's not the character.
No,
that's Paul. That's
well, and we all know the history, man. I mean, Dusty gave Paul a break in the business. He let him sit on production meetings. Paul Heyman learned at the feet of Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. And yeah, man, I mean, you've taken points and learned from some of the best in the freaking world on how this wrestling thing works. And God, you know what? You guys had good takes, I'm not gonna lie, but here's mine. All right. And then Cody Mark alert, whatever you want to do, fuck it. I'm a big time Cody Rhodes fan. I always will be there to myself. Hi, Mark.
You know what? I got your back on this one, Jovan.
Thanks.
After you
And
get the high mark button, that's cute.
I did it to myself,
We need a siren sound with that.
Yeah,
we do. We need someone to do a voiceover. Hi, Mark. But
you do it to yourself more often than you want.
Looking in that top corner there, DDJ. little voiceover action, Bubba. Let's go.
Going back to Cody Rhodes, man. Cody Rhodes, to me, when it comes to promos, he's got Dusty's emotion, man. And that's the thing is Dusty Rhodes, I don't care if he cut the meanest promo, if he cut the best promo in the world, what he was talking about. It could be a Saturday night and he's just, trying to tell you something, but he's doing it and he believes every word he's saying. He's put 110% of his emotion into that. And Cody has that.
Yeah.
There's 2 promos now for Cody Rhodes that stick out. The AEW promo with COVID. He comes out in the suit, empty arena, just him. And he's looking at the camera and he's telling everybody, this is unprecedented times, but we're still going to provide you with a product to watch. In a time when the world is falling apart, Cody is looking in the camera and damn near saying, take my hand because we're in this together. Right. He's pulling a dream.
Off to Never Land.
Forward. It really, Metallica? Forward to Monday Night Raw with Paul Heyman. Cody is doing it again. He's going to the well. He's going to the emotions. He's going to what's making it real. He's came back for the dream. No ifs, ands, or buts. He wants to fulfill his dad's legacy. He wants to make that last name Rhodes mean something again. And that whole promo, you felt it.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing my family's name back. Thank you for giving my dad his confidence back. Thank you for letting me eat when I was a kid. So now that I'm grown, I'm putting food on everybody's table with this freaking build-up. Dude, beautiful. And then to go into the reverse, Paul Heyman being Paul Heyman, freaking beautiful. I'm convinced the best one-liners come from Paul Heyman. You're your
Yeah, there's
dad's
no doubt about that. Yeah.
favorite son,
Yeah.
but Roman is the son he never had.
Yeah.
No, he wanted.
The son he wanted. Same
he
shit. The son he always wanted. Basically, you're everything that your father got. He loves you. You're his favorite. You're the one that's the chip off the old block. Cody is the chip off the old block. But if I could genetically modify my own block, it's Roman fucking Reigns. The dude looks like a monster when he's given the ability. He is a fucking beast. He is unbeatable. And that's who I would go with. And that's the story. Guys, it's a modern
It's an
day.
interesting take of a storyline too, because I think we all know Dusty made his living beating up guys that look like Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
I'm sure that's not, there ain't even any truth to any of that.
And
But-
that's my thing. That's where you go from here.
Yeah.
Premier was saying, where do we go? How does he keep not having the same thing? Easy. What did Dusty do? Dusty didn't look like every other wrestler, so how would Roman Reigns be the son that Dusty always wanted? When Dusty himself came out and said, maybe it's because my hiney is a little too big. Well, dude, Cody is not your stereotypical jacked beast, freaking 6 foot tall monster of a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's as close as you're going to get to a man's man type of wrestler, their average typical body shape, and he has that charisma. This is a modern day retelling of the Dusty story.
Yeah.
So I'm all in for it.
Between the four of us, I don't even think he's as good an in-ring worker as his brother.
No, dude. Dustin
is light years ahead of him.
My best friend Kenny and I fight all the time because I'm a Cody Mark, Kenny is a Dustin Mark.
Yeah.
And he said, there's only one thing I need to say to tell you why Dustin's better. I said, go. He said, unlike Cody, Dustin never had to use the Rhodes last name to get over.
Never.
He got over as Gold Dust himself.
The natural. Yeah.
The natural. He said he didn't rely on it as much as Cody is. He's Cody Rhodes. Wrestling has only more than one loyal family. He said Dustin never had to do that.
I think Dustin was along the lines of like a Randy Orton, man. I mean, he's just something he's always been able to do it.
I like that. I like that comparison there.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
I like what you guys are saying, and I understand where it's coming from, but there's also a big difference too, because Cody basically is a WWE wrestler.
Yeah, product. He is.
And
yeah.
Dustin wasn't.
He was he territory days. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a that's that generational difference. We talked about that before too.
Yeah.
But I'll say this one little point is this. Love him or hate him, don't give a fuck. It is really, really cool to see Cody go from that fucking scrawny little, like, not like fucking absolute jobber look.
Yeah.
Dashing Cody Rhodes, the fucking,
legacy bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. All that shit to Stardust, all that nonsense to go full circle, and now he's main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah, dude, I'm not taking it away from him. He's a great in-ring worker and everything. I'm not.
And I agree with the way Dustin wrestles. I think Dustin is the better in-ring worker, but the only thing is about that is I don't think Dustin could main event WrestleMania.
No.
But I do believe Cody can, and we're gonna get a good show.
He's going to.
So, and you asked where we go next. There's somebody that has history with Cody that I would love to see be the feud coming for the belt once he beats Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Randy Orton.
Yeah, if he comes back,
Randy Orton. If he comes back, hell yeah, you give Randy and Cody.
I would.
That'd be a great. The storyline there alone writes itself because of legacy and
exactly.
You know, real quick, question. I got a hot question for the three of you. Dustin Reynolds, Hall of Famer?
Absolutely,
100%.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, DDJ, we're going to give you your time to do a quick spill on NXT, man. I mean, you're the only one who watches, so we'll give you your NXT moment.
Hold on. I did try. I did try a little bit. And I'm gonna let DDJ say what he wants to say, and I'm gonna throw a little piece in there. Go for it.
So let's start talking about Vengeance Day. I thought Vengeance Day was a pretty decent show. The match that I thought was going to steal the show did not steal the show, but I thought there was a show stealer match, and that was the opening match between Wesley and Dijak. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw the picture of Dijak's finger after that match, but man, that looked nasty. But all in all, I thought it was a very entertaining show. If you didn't get a chance to see it, go and watch it. Braun retained the title and looks like he's being set up to go up against Carmelo at Stand and Deliver on the Saturday of WrestleMania, the first night. We have I'm trying to think what else happened and stuff. Roxanne Perez retained Jovan's girl. She retained the NXT Women's Championship over. Well, I should say the group formerly known as Toxic Attraction. Then we had new women's tag team champions crowned with Kiana James and Fallon Henley defeating the longest reigning NXT women's tag team champions of all time, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. And then we saw the return of Daba Kato as he tried to help and then turned on Apollo Crews. So who knows what's going to happen with that. And then just going into NXT, we had the breakup of the Rockers 2.0 with Toxic Attraction breaking up and going their separate ways. And if you guys have seen the video that's been floating around social media that basically that shows what happened with Sean and Marty and then with Gigi and JC, it's almost like mirror images and stuff. And you guys are a bunch of fucking assholes. I'm done.
I was wondering what you was gonna.
I just saw one of you guys doing, and I saw three, and I was like, all right. And that was your DDJ does the NXT report because nobody else gives a fuck.
Hold on,
Joey K did this week. Joey K.
I did. That fucking breakup segment was so brutal. Yeah. Was she supposed to go through the door?
I
don't think so. Looking at her face, it doesn't say so.
Because she hit that fucking door at Mach 3, and that shit didn't even wiggle. And I was like, oh my God.
The face that she took right after that.
And then, that was, and as much as I'm cringing, oh, fuck, that door didn't move. It didn't give. She got fucking potatoed so hard in the fucking jaw. I was like, they're trying to kill her. They're not writing her off. They're trying to kill this girl. They want to fucking see someone die tonight. Oh my God. That's like instant concussion protocol because she got fucking blasted. Her head against the door. Oh man. I was like, I tried to watch it and I'm like, wow, I almost saw a fucking murder on fucking Tuesday night television. I think I'm gonna turn this off now. But god damn. That shit
Thoughts and prayers, man. T's and P's to the one and only Gigi Dolan and the door.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Gigi
the Ding
Dolan.
Dong Hello.
I love Priscilla Kelly.
Me too. But DDJ, I hear there's also another person.
Bailey had to be there for him.
She brought the door. But DDJ, I hear there's also someone else we need to send thoughts and prayers out to, man. Who is that?
That's the king, man.
Elvis?
No, that's a long time ago. By the way, the movie that came out last year about Elvis, really good. Highly recommended. Go see it if you haven't seen it. It's on HBO Max. And that's
go to your living room and see it.
What?
4K.
It's on 4K.
It is on 4K. And it looks pretty damn good in 4K.
Yeah, because
but no,
if you're gonna watch a fat 70s rock star in a sequin jumpsuit, you got to watch that shit in fucking 4K.
Damn right you do. Anyways, as I've been trying to say, sometime on Monday, Jerry the King Lawler suffered a stroke and fortunately, someone discovered him. I guess he was in the parking lot of where his condo was and stuff, and they found him face down. And if you know someone who suffers stroke, which I have, my sister's fiance suffered one shortly after, a few months after my father passed away, and it just kind of made me think about what he had to go through and what he's still going through and trying to recover. And thankfully, it appears that Lawler's going to be okay. I believe he was discharged earlier today, and with the therapy that he's going to be receiving at home for both, his movement and his speech, it sounds like he's going to make a full recovery. So that's a really good thing. And like we were talking about shortly before we started recording, he cheats death once again. Excuse me.
Good old Jerry the King Lawler kicks out again, man. Thoughts and prayers to the King being able to kick out at you.
How sad it is that the man's been a professional wrestler and been in the business for 60 fucking years. And he lives in a condo.
Well, I mean, he spent a lot of money on puppies in the 90s.
Am I alone in really believing there is fucking nothing that is going to kill that man at this point? His own heart was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And there's something in his body was like, oh no, motherfucker, we're going to go a few more rounds. What the fuck is he made of? Because this guy's had he almost died on live television.
I thought he actually did die. They said that he brought him back.
Yeah.
Kicked out at 2.
Yeah, exactly. It was like 2.9.
Put on the rope.
Put on the ropes.
At this point, he's
surviving. Finger on the rope. The finger.
At this point, he's surviving on barbecued rib, Viagra, and ginseng. I don't know, dude. He's just
but you want to know why he lives in a condo? Because he spends a top dollar on those fucking hard to get dick pills. So he's getting that international shipping made with fucking ground up
rhino
bits
horn.
and shit. Rhino horn. It's all in a fucking blender.
Yeah.
Pill capsule done.
That's why his heart's like, no more. They put another one in there and they're like, no, uppercut that bitch, and he keeps going.
At what point is it your own fucking blood and soul keeping you alive, or the fucking dick pills keeping you alive? That's the game we're playing right now with Jerry Lawler. It's a fucking clinical trial of how long can these dick pills keep your body alive.
And this is where we would throw in the 90s Jerry Lawler joke where he took a Viagra, got stuck in his throat, and he woke up with a stiff neck.
Hi-yo!
Zing!
You guys, that was great. Get well soon, Jerry Lawler.
Was great. We're dropping. The bar has dropped.
The bar has dropped.
The bar has to be off the ground for it to drop.
Talking about the bar dropping. AEW Dynamite this week, gentlemen. What are we talking about?
They've actually had a few decent shows the last few weeks. There were some things I did not like. I know our buddy Patrick was pretty livid at the promo MJF cut with the whole thing about putting the girlfriend in the driver's seat and stuff, and which I admit that made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, and I think they could have done without that. I mean, I get why he was trying to do it, but I think that might have been a little much. But I mean, that's just MJF. But
this is the same guy that told a kid in a wheelchair to walk. Yes, I believe that.
Yeah, dude, I can totally see MJF throwing his girlfriend.
You know what though? You said what you said about that. The kid in the wheelchair, but we all know Nico loved every second of that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Shout out Nico. What's up, man?
Yeah, but I mean, to me, that main event with well, first off, that match with Danielson and Rush was incredible, and I mean, Danielson bled definitely bled, but I mean,
why are we getting angles of the blading every week? This is like back-to-back weeks where I've seen the blade.
Dude,
I saw Mox do it. I didn't see when Danielson do it though.
Yeah, it was.
I might have missed that.
Pretty obvious. Yeah,
that's just the camera work needs to be done. But to me, that main event that was old school there.
And then Takeshita bladed terribly too. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Takeshita and MJF was a decent match, but that main event though, man, that was so old school. And
hold on, I don't want to get to the main event yet. Pisses me off. Trios match. That's where I wanted my upset was the trios match.
That was
such
fun.
a great match.
But I don't think anybody. I mean, I don't. There's. I mean, obviously it could have been bad, but I just those 6 guys and what they can do in the ring. There's no way that could have really been bad.
Yeah.
And
Sean, are you okay down there?
Yeah, dude. I just don't. I give about as much fuck about the trios belts with them idiots as I do NXT. So I don't really.
Well, it shows. So
I see.
Yeah, I don't really care about those 3 knuckleheads.
It's the elite, buddy. The elite. The elite.
But talk about the trios match, Jovan.
I mean, if you're a fan of all flips and no hits, that was the match for you. No, I'm joking, of course.
Dude, that was those guys. I mean, that match there. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Like, I think AR Fox and Top Flight are, for young, they're gifted at what they do. But my problem with these guys is everything is every match that they do now, it's the same shit. It's just the same shit over and over and over, and I am over it. Could just give a shit. I don't care. I'm tired of the Wayward Sons. I'm tired of the ignorant shit. I'm tired of their booking themselves in title matches. Just tired of it.
So it's working.
Kenny Omega is not Kenny Omega no more, and the Bucks are pretty much the same they've always been. I mean, it's the same shit, dude.
I think Kenny Omega is no longer the Kenny Omega in New Japan, so he can still do that in New Japan. I don't think he can do that constantly anymore. I think that's the issue. But
I think at one point they were all kind of looked at as these guys are innovative.
Now everybody's doing it.
And they're no longer innovative. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you stock a company with people that do your style. You find people do your style better than you do.
Yeah, and that's the problem when the people that are doing your style better than you aren't getting the shots that you are.
Which is why I wanted Dante, Top Flight, and fucking AR Fox. What's the other one? Dante, Darius, and AR Fox.
Darius, and Dante Martin, and then AR Fox.
Fox.
I got a little bit of a hot take,
dude.
So I got a little bit of a hot take before we go back to finishing up Dynamite. Who would you guys say is putting out an overall a better quality product, AEW or WWE right now?
Weekly episodic television, AEW, PLEs, WWE.
I'm talking overall, like everything.
I gave you my breakdown. Joey K.
Well, fuck you then.
Well, each week there's enough bullshit on each show that it's hard to even say. And that's an answer for only fucking marks who are like either are all about WWE or all about AEW.
Oh, no. I got an answer, dude.
I can't.
Is putting on a better show weekly.
Fuck all of you guys. That is such the right answer.
What's that?
Impact was the right answer. Sean killed it.
Impact is consistently putting on great shows every week and consistently putting on great pay-per-views every fucking pay-per-view. It's consistently
just get on a better.
They're here. They're not fucking doing this bullshit.
You know what? If you guys, nobody cares.
No, they should, man. Because
I know. I'm not saying
the bad thing is Joey K's right,
but nobody cares, and it's fucked.
I thought you would love. I thought you would love Impact, Joey K, because you're the ROH guy. That's how they felt about ROH forever.
Well, I can go to MLW shows, and by the way, if anybody knows, like MLW is on Reels now, so you can. That's more access to watch Major League Wrestling.
That
a lot of great fucking talent there.
That channel that keeps playing the Who Killed Tupac and Biggie fucking
yeah. They're on Reels, bro.
But but that's the thing though. Like, it's nobody cares. Nobody's watching it. They're on a fucking shit network, shit time slot type stuff. It sucks. So really, it does come down to AEW, WWE, and honestly, it's a fucking segment by segment of what's good and what's dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's arguments about all of it because I've read a lot of arguments just where you're just talking about the fucking Cody Heyman promo. People were like, it was dog shit. They hated it.
Yeah, but those people are fucking.
Well, they're uneducated. Yeah, those are fucking Vincels.
No, dude, come on. I mean, like legit, those people are fucking idiots. I know you don't disagree with that.
No, I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm just saying I already gave my opinion on the promo.
Yeah,
But at the same time, they're making points, and I get it. I get where they're coming from. I understand their points. I don't agree with them, but I can get where they're coming from on that. And it's just segment by segment, man. And like the more of this like fucking, I'm team WWE and I'm team AEW. Like, it's just
I'm
gonna
team
get
pro
worse.
wrestling.
Well, for Mr. Pro Team Wrestling, I told you.
Fucking pro team Mark. That's what you are.
Because I told you, I'm like, well, I like AEW's weekly, and I like WWE's PLE, and you're like, you have to choose one. That's not I like pro wrestling, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't mean like that. I'm just saying like who's putting out a better overall product. Like
I gave you my information.
Yeah,
The
I
weekly
honestly
shows
think
is AEW,
that-
PLEs is WWE.
And the
only
answer is
thing-
they're both pretty equal. I
Yeah,
mean,
I would say-
there's no distinct winner here.
Yeah, I would agree. I guess the best way for me to answer that is they are both inconsistently inconsistent.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to see something good on
Yeah.
Wednesday
Both
night,
of them are.
you don't have to watch AEW
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
You can watch Power Slap. That shit slaps. I don't know if you guys have seen Power Slap. Oh,
And you-
fucking
I
love it.
refuse to watch that.
And here's the thing, dude. Like, I mean, other than the NXT thing, which like I said, it's just so hard for me to watch. I'm not saying that there isn't good shit going on there at times, but at this point, in where NXT is at, there's just no interest to me. That's like fucking. It's for like the 13 to 22 crowd. It's just
Silver
kid,
Wolf.
it's a kiddie show. I don't give a shit.
Hey.
Yeah,
Silver
yeah.
Wolf. Get off NXT real quick. What do you think about Power Slap?
Dude, I feel like all them dudes, like if somebody slapped me, dude, I'd like knock the fuck out of. I don't get that. Just to stand there and let some dude open hand bitch slap me. I just don't think I would. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that.
I was involved in combat sports for years, and I just can't watch it because I can't watch dudes just get fucking absolute fucking concussions and TBIs for a couple grand from slapping each other. I can't get past that part.
It's like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, man, or something shit like that.
It's the same thing they said about the Ultimate Fighter when it started.
That's not true. I never said about that because to me that was different. It's multiple disciplines, and that makes sense to me. But grown men, 300-400 pounds, just standing there with their hands in their pockets, biting down on a mouth guard because this dude is gonna fucking slap me like a woman. Yeah, dude, I'm not.
You mean like Dana White did to his?
Oh, we don't allegedly. We don't want that smoke. He goes.
I mean, it's not really allegedly. There's video.
Allegedly, no,
it's on
that
video, and he
doesn't-
admitted to it. That's
doesn't
not
matter.
allegedly.
He goes after people allegedly.
Yeah.
That's the closest to a mafia don you're gonna get. You're
That's
gonna take that shot.
That's lawyer talk right there, buddy.
Look here, damn. DDJ, give us about that main event so we could hopefully glaze people over that.
Oh, good lord,
man! You know what? Like I said, that's about as old school a main event as you can get. The heel team won through nefarious means. The crowd was genuinely pissed, and acclaimed or even more sympathetic baby faces. That's old school to me right there.
Whoever else wants to piggyback on that, please go ahead.
Well, I'm not gonna piggyback on it, but I'll kick it over and fucking stand in its place. I don't. That to me is just fucking AEW is just fucking ridiculous. I mean, I get pulling the belts off the Acclaimed. I get doing an angle where you got a heel faction that wins dirty and starting that storyline. But with these two fucking chuckleheads, it's that's like NWA booking. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, NWA under Billy Corgan, not
original.
Yeah.
Joey.
For the match, there was a beginning, there was a middle, and there was an ending. And that's really all I have to say about the match itself. Fantastic. What I do have to say else is this. What the fuck? AEW went from having one of the healthiest, best tag team divisions to this horseshit. Yeah. And I say horseshit because what was the fucking point of putting the titles on those two in the first place if you're going to drop them the way they did on Wednesday night? Not to mention half of their or 3/4 almost of their entire title run was fighting for the titles and rematching against the previous champs. There's no fucking run with the belts to just have them drop it in the next feud. And you think those two fucking morons are going to carry the fucking titles like they're some fucking proud, long reigning, champions? Absolutely not. All the fucking tag team division right now is a fucking placeholder for whenever they decide to take the trios titles off the fucking elite and let the Bucks go back and have the fucking titles again.
And I'm done watching that movie.
Tell me I'm wrong when the tag team division has been dog shit for the past year.
FTR is gone.
And by the way, FTR wasn't in the AEW title picture.
Nope.
So they were out collecting every other title except for the AEW titles. So what are we doing?
Yeah.
You had FTR, the best tag team in the business today. You have the Bucks, who, yes, everybody loves them, and a lot of people think they are the best, but whatever. I mean, it's awful. It's abysmal. Like, their tag team division is just abysmal. And I love the Acclaim. Their fucking entrance is great. They've gotten better each week, but they didn't fucking get to do anything.
Dude, they're the hottest thing going in AEW, and once again, we have a booker who just shit all over them.
Just shit on the whole tag team division.
On the whole thing, yeah.
I'm reserving my take for final thoughts.
Ooh. Wow, you're gonna go nuclear, aren't you?
Are we getting there yet? I'm tired.
We're there, baby. You want to start us off? Final thoughts.
Yeah, I want to go last for final thoughts. So,
well, Jovan just said he was going last.
It's okay. We'll let DDJ go last. Sometimes you got to let baby
no,
have
trust
the
me.
bottle.
With what I want to say during my final thought, I don't think any of you guys want to follow it up, and you'll understand why once I start talking.
DDJ is gonna tug at the heartstrings.
Is that because you're afraid we'll be angry, or are you afraid we'll fall asleep?
Well, if you're angry or fall asleep, I'm going to be very upset, and that's
here's a preview of me.
That's rough, bro.
That's
fucked up.
That's the breaks, boy. No, I'm just.
I'm gonna do it now. Anyway, my final thought.
If you do it, I will seriously be pissed. I'm dead serious.
I'm not gonna do it. Stop it.
I would hope not. I know you have a heart.
I might do it.
My final thought is with my brothers in arms.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, here we go.
Dude, navigating their way.
I am so tired of hearing about the fucking Eagles. I can't stand it.
Navigating their way through a difficult media week. Personnel walkthroughs.
Offensive lineman getting arrested for rape.
Oh, what? The practice squad guy from 3 years ago? Well, all right, let me side note on this.
I just got a real spit take there live, Sean. Thank you. It's all
that guy.
It was him and not me.
One, dude. You've been getting raped for about 4 weeks, so I thought I'd throw you a bone.
That guy should get whatever he gets deserving to him if what happened is true. But you're gonna tell me you're gonna wait years on an indictment until the week of the Super Bowl for that?
Let's not go there, dude. Let's not piss off the yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. Wow, what traction for a news story? The week that specific team is in the Super Bowl, huh? But either way, fuck him. If
the thoughts of Joey K on this particular subject are his thoughts and his thoughts alone. They are not represented by Shootin Shit or the Genre Podcasting Network.
Well, what I'm saying is,
for any questions, please follow up with Shootin Shit Legal. You can find them at 1 Philadelphia Way.
What I'm saying is, fuck him if what they're saying is true, and that's what he's fucking gonna have to go to trial for. Good, fuck that guy. But come on, man, that's some media hype shit for the week before the Super Bowl.
Come on, dude, that's the way it works, right?
Oh, that's business. That's generating more fucking eyes and dollars.
Yeah, we're sitting on this until
because now there's more gambling money going in on it.
They'd have lost the NFC Championship, it came out the next day.
Right. So either way, aside from that bullshit, let's go Birds. Super Bowl fucking weekend coming up.
Like Mark.
There we go. We're just gonna leave that up the whole time. Here we go. Super Bowl. Got the Birds ready to go.
Dude, why are the Eagles ripping off Do the Right Thing? I don't get that.
No, that's the Super Bowl fucking colors. That's the NFL.
Okay.
Because Kansas City has
So
Kansas City has the same hat too.
So the Super Bowl's ripping off the Do the Right Thing.
Yeah, NFL.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because Kansas City has the same hat as well. This was their media hat.
Obviously the NFL is not doing the right thing.
No, they're doing we're making as much money as humanly fucking possible because Philadelphia fans will literally buy anything Super Bowl related right now. It's a fucking problem. There's a fucking financial crisis happening within about a 30-mile radius of here where everybody is buying any Eagles merch on a fucking tent on the side of the road right now.
Well, dude, I think it's awesome that Philly fans are not investing their money in the usual shit like weed, fentanyl, and lawyers to get them out of jail for beating up their old ladies.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Chicago is such a fucking clean, great city. You ever watch Chicago PD? Why does
that is a okay? First
why
off,
does 3/4 of that city look like an abandoned warehouse?
Well, that's the only where they shoot. That's the cheapest.
That's literally the entire city.
Yeah, dude. Let's not compare Philly to Chicago. Okay, let's just you don't want to do that.
Hey, Jovan, let's go get some popcorn while these two go at it.
Oh, I'm down.
Either way, this is my final thought, you fuckers. So shut the fuck up and listen.
Well, we've been trying to. You're stumbling over the chip for 11 minutes now.
Well, if I got to hear fucking DDJ cry about his final thought, or Jovan, I'm going nuclear, or you go on down there in the corner about, oh, don't you go there about Chicago again. I don't want to fucking hear this bullshit. I don't care. This is Philly, motherfucker. We're in this fucking Super Bowl, and you guys can't even figure out where to build a goddamn stadium. So figure your shit out, Chicago. Fuck you, Dallas, and go Birds.
It wouldn't have been a final thought without the fuck you, Dallas. I'm
By
gonna
the
miss
way,
it.
hey, by the way, just because now I'm going to throw a shot out. Hey, how about that? They blew up the fucking Brooklyn Nets. They traded everybody away, and your fucking Chicago Bulls still couldn't beat that dog shit team that they threw out in the court tonight. Boom.
That's true. That's true. And I'm irritated about it. And what's funny is you think that shit's going to piss me off, dude. I'm a Chicago sports fan of my entire life. There's nothing you're going to say that's going to fucking hurt my feelings.
No,
I've been let down by my teams more times than you've let down any woman in your life.
That ever expanding list. God.
I swear, this is the first time it's ever happened.
Chicago? Here we go. Now I'm gonna get some
Chicago. I throw that at you, and that's come on, baby. That's like racquetball shit. That was good. I like it.
Chicago loves to lose, and they show it every fucking year.
We're loyal, brother.
You're loyal to the L. That is what you guys are loyal to.
Lunch bucket. It's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we do.
Eating a big old shit sandwich.
Yeah, but
on a Sunday afternoon.
We get to claim guys like Jordan and Walter Payton and Dick Butkus, and
all I gotta say is talking about practice. Talking about practice.
That's Iverson, who never won shit. So
didn't have to.
In all fairness,
Still went to the motherfucking Hall of Fame.
What's up, dude?
In all fairness, Iverson didn't have anybody with him.
Neither did Dr. J, but he won.
Oh,
all right,
stop that.
Who wants the next take before we go into sports show here?
Tell me I'm wrong.
I'll tell you you're wrong. Do you want me to bring up the fucking roster? Here, go ahead. Somebody throw your fucking final thought, and then I'm not going to listen
Come
to
on,
it.
go do
So
throw your final thought
I
out.
can drop some knowledge here.
Well, fuck, I didn't want to go first, and I wanted to go last, but now I'm going second. Okay, well,
No,
whatever.
I'll go second while fuck
All right,
stick. Looks
let's
up
let Sean go, then you can go.
Fucking Bobby, whatever the Bobby Jones and Daryl fucking Dawkins. Chocolate thunder my ass.
Here
Anyway.
How fucking dare you besmirch
Hey,
his
brother,
name?
you're the one that's looking it up. I'm the one who knows it right here. So let's.
No, I'm looking up because I want to tell you how fucking deep this goes. Go on.
It goes deep, brother. It goes deep, like a
Not
shallow
what she
vagina
said.
deep. That's how deep it goes.
Final thoughts, Silver
Um. See, and it's funny, man, because I really didn't have anything wrestling related this week. I mean, just the Monday Night Raw was what it was, and I did catch a little bit of NXT and seen I love the kind of the tribute to the Heartbreak Kid and Marty Jannetty getting kicked in the face. I thought that was pretty cool, and probably a solid tribute to Sean since he's running shit there in NXT. And Dynamite was what it was, man. I mean, it's all been kind of consistently letting me down all week. There's been high spots, but, more stuff that I find discouraging than I do anything. I actually want to talk about our show and the group and our numbers are going up in the group. I think I know we're over 104, 96 officially is what we're listed at. And people keep jumping on, and we got a lot of people throwing content up, man. And there's some very knowledgeable people in our group that I hope one day we have on the show, like Rashad, and I'd even consider letting Kenneth come on if I could make sure that he wasn't just going to troll the whole show, because that's kind of his thing. But, just the fact that I feel like every week we're moving a little bit closer to where we're trying to be. And I feel like we're getting a lot of solid feedback, and a lot of people are talking to me in my area here. And just, we might have 4 different, our opinions might vary. But when it comes down to it, like, we're all in pretty much agreement that, this is a pretty awesome sport to be a part of and be involved with. And, we're the island of misfit toys, and we always have been. But it's kind of cool that we don't have to, this is not something I hide. You know what I mean? Like, my wife gets irritated as shit when we'll go out and I'll have a t-shirt on and some random dude will come up and just start talking wrestling to me. And then an hour later, she's, wondering where her husband went. So, because it's just, it is what it is. I don't know what's going on in the community as far as like why we're picking sides and being, everybody's kind of wanting to go all Twilight, movie arguments and say, I'm this team or I'm that team.
Vampires don't glitter.
I don't give a shit about any of that. I'm just glad. What my biggest complaint is you guys are missing out on some really great shit. For you so-called hardcore fans, whether it's AEW or WWE, the fact that you are limiting yourself to these 2 products just blows my mind when you consider everything that's out there right now. MLW, Major League Wrestling, is doing some amazing things. They got some amazing talent. And most of the people you're watching, you AEW stands, they were in Major League Wrestling.
And like you mentioned before, they just debuted on Reels this week.
So, find them, watch them. Impact Wrestling. For all those people who are talking about inconsistency and storylines, and they wish they develop more, and quality of matches and quality of promos and all that shit, or I miss the old school WCW stuff, watch Impact Wrestling. Yes, I know it's hard to find on cable, but you can go to their YouTube channel and pull up every fucking match that you can possibly. The women's division there is hands down better than any other show on TV. Period. It's not a debate. There's no debate at all. Watch Impact Wrestling. Give these other companies a chance. The only way they survive is if real fans get involved and start paying attention to what's going on. And you guys are fucking cheating yourself. by simply just watching on Monday or just watching on Wednesday or just watching on Friday. You guys are fucking cheating yourselves out of some great. The next big talent that comes up into one of these organizations is going to come from Impact Wrestling.
Speedball.
It's going to happen. You're going to hear about you're going to hear about Josh. You're going to hear about Jordan. You're going to hear about all these characters and all these performers that have been killing it in Impact Wrestling because Mike Speedball, all these guys, Moose. I mean, he'll be repackaged and his name will be changed, but this guy will get moved up eventually, and somebody is going to give these guys money, and you're all going to be wondering where the fuck they came from, and everybody that's on the screen right now is going to be able to look at you and go, fuck stick, we've been telling you for 2 fucking years, or we've been telling you for a year. You guys are missing out.
Yeah.
You are missing out on quality storytelling. You are missing out on quality matches. You are missing out on probably one of the best locker rooms that are in the business. And if you're an old ECW fan, you are missing out on possibly the best Bully Ray we have ever seen.
Yeah, he's next
ever
right now.
Get your head out of your asses and start watching more.
Speaking of getting your head out of your ass.
Oh, shit.
So there's something I wanted to fact check on this. You wanted fucking shit.
No, I didn't say shit. I didn't say shit. He said Iverson didn't have anybody. And I said Doc did it without really anybody either.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, dude. I was there watching it.
Dude,
you were itching your daddy's pants.
Moses Malone, the league MVP that season, the finals MVP that season.
Yep.
Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones, and Dr. J. There's a reason that they only lost 1 game in the playoffs that season. They went 12-1, swept the Lakers in the finals. By the way, the fucking 82-83 Lakers, who just the season before beat Dr. J and the Sixers before they got fucking Moses in, just so you know, because they traded for him that season. They won from Houston. They got him from Houston. So there is no doubt that Iverson really had nobody, but Dr. J had one of the fucking most loaded teams in the East in the 80s. I assure you, he had plenty of backup. Now, that's not anything, because I love fucking Dr. J. That's a holy name in this house, man. We got a little fucking mural over on the wall, everything. But that team, that 82-83 Sixers squad was fucking stacked. Go on.
Beautiful. Great.
Compared to who? They were stacked.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
No, it's a legit question. I want to know who he's comparing them to as stacked, because the 82 Lakers had Norm Nixon and Magic Johnson and Jamal Wilkes and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I think 3 out of the 4 of those guys are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right.
And all 4 that I just said on that Sixers team are in the Hall of Fame.
Boston had Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Dennis Johnson, and
Robert Parrish.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
who didn't even get to play the Sixers in the playoffs that year. So I'm talking about that specific season.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. Dude, I just named 4 Hall of Famers in their starting lineup. 4.
Okay.
I love that we're a wrestling show. Anyways.
I
can't wait.
Get on with it already. Cry about something.
Cannot wait till Moose gets repackaged in the WWE and him and Commander Aziz or Dabba-Kato.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Become one of the most fucking stereotypical Nigerian faction of all time.
If Vince is back in control, he might be wearing a sequin tuxedo with no sleeves.
Oh, dude, they're bringing back the nation. It's going to be Dabba-Kato, Moose, freaking Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, Bobby Lashley.
Please don't bring back the nation.
All right. Talking about shit that wouldn't work again. Putting your belts on Ham and Eggers. And God, I hate talking about jobbers like this, because they have a job to do and they get it done. They put your main talent over, which is the way it's supposed to go. in a normal fucking booking situation. To anybody who's ever watched wrestling, we're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. The Brooklyn Brawler's never been WWF fucking champion because he's a fucking ham and egger. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes, he's a Hall of Fame fucking ham and egger, but he's not champion worthy. And that's what happened with the ass boys, excuse me, the Guns. They're not anything more than ham and eggers. These are guys that literally, if your daddy didn't look good at 50 years old and still had some name value, you wouldn't be on the fucking show, but you're our tag team champions. Congratulations. You want to talk about your dad never did anything for you in his whole fucking career? Take this belt and shove it up your ass. Now, ham and eggers defeating the most over talent in the company, on a company that had prided itself when they built itself as being the home of tag team wrestling. At a time it was Private Party, Shocks the Young Bucks. Man, these guys look fucking fantastic. Oh, wow. Well, they've got the Lucha Brothers. Man, these guys are fucking fantastic. FTR, holy shit, this tag team is going to be fucking legit. This division's awesome. All these guys are still contracted to AEW, and yet they're doing nothing right now. We've got the additions now of the Kings of the Black Table. They're doing nothing right now. We've gotten the Young Bucks who are doing nothing right now. We have whatever the fuck that, what is his name? Oh goodness, the dude with the glasses. Fucking
Peter Avalon.
He doesn't wear glasses anymore. Stokely, whatever Stokely Hathaway is doing now, his fucking group can give me two ham and eggers that I'd probably take as fucking heel champs over the ass boys, because that's a conglomerate of jobbers that make probably one solid good wrestler, and that guy's name is Big Bill. I would take Big Bill and random jobber here from that faction as tag team champions seriously more than I do the ass boys. At this point, I'm willing for them to put the belts on Orange Cassidy and fucking Danhausen and take that more seriously than I do the ass boys being the face of my fucking tag team division. I'm willing to have them take that dude that had no fucking legs in the fucking Rumble a couple years ago, come in and tag team him with the kid, the old dude from fucking Impact Wrestling that's in GCW all the time. Tag him up with a dude with no legs. I'll take those two ham and eggers more seriously than I do the ass boys. I don't give a fuck what your name is. Your father entertained millions with his ass.
And millions
With his ass. Yeah, he was an ass man. You guys are the ass boys. But when it comes down to it, you're not the champions we needed. You're not the champions we deserved. You're not the champions that we wanted. And there's no storytelling that we can do to get us out of this bad predicament. Because, sidebar folks, don't book while you're on coke, because the fucked up ideas you have, you can't fucking come back from. So however they get these belts back on the Acclaimed, because it's Acclaimed every Wednesday, needs to happen soon. And on that, fucking scissor me. I'm done.
All right. So
come on.
Before I go into my final thought, I just want to make a quick announcement. We had originally planned to have CCW owner John Bullard on to do an interview, just to talk a little bit about the partnership that we just recently announced. And then he was going to we were going to interview him and ask him a few questions. Due to some conflicts, we're actually going to reschedule that and probably do it on next week's episode. So be on the lookout. If we have any updates, we'll be sure to post them in the group. So not my final thought, and this actually is nothing to do with wrestling. This is real life here. This isn't DDJ, the 5-star tribute. This is Dennis Day Jr. talking right now. So please bear with me if I get a little emotional. I apologize in advance, but we all know Valentine's Day is coming up on Tuesday, and normally Valentine's Day is, a special day. Most people say created by the card companies, which I can see why and stuff, but it's a day to kind of, respect, remind your loved one, your significant other, in Jovan's case, your blow up doll. Sorry, I had to get that in there. But anyways, basically to tell the one that you love them and kind of make them feel special. But this Valentine's Day has taken on a little bit of a different meaning for me. I think you guys know. I know Sean knows for sure because he was one of the first people I told. But roughly a little over a year, almost a year ago, actually, on Valentine's Day 2022, my mother passed away. And it was really rough on me because I was going through a really down time. You guys all know I was still dealing with the fact that I torn my ACL for the second time. And the day after, my mom passed away is the day I found out I was going to need surgery on it again and stuff. And it's just one thing, anytime you get a chance to tell like your mom, if, I know Sean lost his mom a while back, and Jovan, was lucky enough to have his. I'm assuming Joey K, your mother's still around and stuff. And it's just to all of you guys who are still lucky enough to have your mothers in your life, give them a call and just tell your mom that you love her, because you just when things like this happen, you're reminded that people can go at any time. And like I said, it's just I think about my mom a lot. I miss her a lot. And it's just Valentine's Day will never be the same for me again, much like the 4th of July will never be the same for me again, because I lost my father on the 4th of July about 4 years ago. And if anything, just tonight, guys, just if you're out there listening, if you interact with us on the group, or just if you just a real life friend of one of us and stuff, and you see this, just call your mom and tell her you love her.
I love you, DDJ.
Love you, man.
See, now you see why I wanted to go last. So
yeah, to kill the mood at the end of the show. No, I'm just joking. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been episode 73. 74 will be next week. Hopefully we get John Bullard. If you've noticed, DDJ's worn that CCW shirt, so you'll probably see it next week too. But
no, I got a different one to wear.
He does.
He'll have the new one.
We all know that he has a different one to wear.
But
yep. Well, John should have one to wear because I bought it for him at the last show he went to.
I agree that shit, dude. No, I did. I got fat, dude.
I know. That's why I laughed, because I know it's true.
That's the Silver Wolf. Up there is DDJ. Up there is the premier Joey K. I'm the hot one. We want to say thank you for listening. Thank you to the ladies out there in payroll, to the guys in catering, to the Ham and Eggers that are our new AE tag team champions, and to the Johners Podcast Network for proudly, most of the time, supporting this show.
Go Chiefs.
34-27 Birds. Let's go.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show on YouTube. And find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/SHOOTINSHT. And thank you so much for watching.